Hi, my name is Muhammad Shafiq Izwan Bishahuddin. My metric number is 75749, and this is my pre-recorded presentation video. My title is The Influence of Hero Characters in Animation on Young Adults. And this is my content. From the left, it's a background of study and the literature review, research methodology, expected outcome, and conclusion. Background of study. Hero character in an animation is a very important character in the story. He can be the main or side character in the story to balance other characters between good characters and villain characters. Hero characters in animation are basically designed by having good behaviors in themselves by giving a very noticeable difference to the villain characters. Hero characters are portrayed either physically or mentally as they look strong and positively make themselves a stereotype to influence the audience, especially to young adults. Problem statement. The hero characters in each story are described as strong, masculine, and have the nature of courage and kindness in themselves. The hero character is portrayed a role model to the society, but when it is within the scope of the stereotype, it can also be said to be stereotypical. Whether good or bad, the audience watching is likely to have that stereotypical trait. In fact, hero characters in animation can also influence society, especially young adults. But for the study, the hero characters, namely Batman in the Batman animation and also Ali in the Agent Ali animation, will be the objects in this study. There are two objectives of the study. First, to analyze the influence and identify the impact of hero characters through Batman in Batman animated series and Ali in Agent Ali animated series on young adults. And for the research question, how and what the influence and impact of hero characters through Batman in Batman animated series and Ali in Agent Ali animated series on young adults. Literary review. Hero characters are one of the characters in an animated story. This character is very important for balancing other characters in the storytelling. Basically, hero characters are the main characters and have their own strength, whether it is in the form of power or physical or mental strength. Characteristics heroic character in animation. Every heroic character has its own characteristics. The hero character can be called the protagonist, which can be given by character a sense of sympathy and empathy. Characteristics are having special properties in accordance with a particular character, which means someone who has their own character and does not follow others. This shows the difference in each of the characters. There are many types of characteristics to indicate the characters such as integrity, loyalty, devote, loving, kindness, sincerity, self-control, brave, and so on. Therefore, characteristics play an important role in shaping a character, especially hero characters in an animation such as the hero character Batman in Batman animated series and Ali in Agent Ali animated series, who have the characteristics of courage as well as the wisdom in opposing villain. Depiction hero characters in animation. Character portrayal is a response to mutual consent from the creators influenced by their social culture. From Tompkins 2020. In animated storytelling, hero characters are usually depicted as a very strong figure and the props on him have their own uniques. In fact, the image of the hero character for the artist has an implicit meaning in addition to showing the aesthetic value of the characters. Character design is basically a process in fully developing the character in the aspect of character style, personality, behavior, and overall visual appearance in the principle of visual arts. This means that each character's identity has been chosen whether it is in terms of color choice, shapes, and so on. Each character that is shown visually has a hidden message or a symbol that the designer is trying to convey. In fact, it is also designed to represent a culture in the context of sociology. Thus, this contributes to the fashion style among young adults, and it relates back to the reflection of a culture in today's society, especially young adults. Methodology is a process of systematically gathering and analyzing information to gain knowledge and understanding. This research focuses on influence of hero characters in animation on young adults. So this section will aim to explain this research methodology in terms of research techniques, data collection method, data analysis from quantitative research is a method will be applied as it used mainly on numeric scale as it can determine the measured data with more precision. Research design is a functions to ensure the data obtained from the research framework can efficiently address the research problem as clear as possible. Gaining appropriate information that is related to the studies usually involves the specification in the type of evidence that is required to test out a theory, to evaluate a program, or to assess the observed issue. Research population. As the questionnaire will be conducted online, the target demographics is individuals of different genders and age of young adults. With the sampling, a non-probability approach will be implemented. then probability can be defined as a technique in which the researchers will choose their sample according to the subjective assessment rather than random choice. For the data collection technique, as mentioned previously, online survey will be conducted through the application of Google Form. And for the questionnaire design, it will have three different sections, whereas the questions in section A are demographic related questions such as gender, age group, and occupations. Section B will cover the question the impact hero characters in animation on young adults, and section C will follow through with questions regarding the influence of heroic character in animation on young adults. A scale of 1 to 5 as the answer provided, where the value 1 is strongly disagree to 5 as strongly agree. For data analysis method, I'm using a pie chart, which is a circle divided into slice of portions. Each slice show the count or percentage of the variable observations at each level. There are two expected outcomes. First is contribution to theory body of language, which is to analyze the influence and to identify the impact heroic characters through Batman animated series and Ali in Age animated series on young adults. And for the contribution to society community, since research is on the influence of hero characters in animation on young adults and how it affects young adults in some audience, by determining the factors that contribute to such behavior can help us understand how to approach the subject. In conclusion, this study is to analyze the influence of hero characters through Batman in Batman animated series and Ali in Agent Ali animated series on young adults. Thank you.